Good morning, Midnight's Edge fans. We're here to tell you that we have so much more to offer you now at our Mixed Tees store. Not just t-shirts and hoodies, but we do have plenty of those, and new designs for that matter. You can also get mugs, and of course our brand new limited Amber Turds stained blanket. That's right, just for your bed or wherever you need it. So head on over to Mixed Tees now and get all your apparel and goodies from Midnight's Edge.
Get up, wake up, this is your final warning. It's time for midnight session in the morning. The gang is ready to go and it's time for the show. It's time for midnight session in the morning.
It's the morning show, brought to you by My Sanity. We have Chris Brawley, a bleeding fool.
I'm trying to think about that. I didn't know you had any sanity left, Tom.
Don't tell Andre.
I see. Hey guys, glad to be here.
Glad to have you, of course.
Hump Day.
You're wearing bright blue today. What do you got
This
on
is
there?
Florida Man. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of
Yes,
Florida
I do.
Man,
I'm
but
aware of, yes.
it is bright.
Not
It's-
just the actual thing, but the comic book thing you're wearing.
Yeah, that's right. One of my comic book things. Yeah. Just glad to be here. This blue is not really. This is like the Royals, like a royal blue, and I'm not royalty apparently.
Yeah, you're just blue. Double
Yeah.
D, double die.
It kind of matches my eyes a little bit, I think.
Yeah, a little bit.
Black Party candidate for the Green Party in the UK is royalty.
Of course. I mean, what else
Did you
would
hear
they?
about her?
No.
This woman of Nigerian extraction, an immigrant, was running.
Oh, that kind of royalty. Okay.
and
Real
she
royalty.
and she was talking about reparations in the UK,
What?
and it turned out that she has direct lineage with Nigerian royalty. Her family had 1,400 slaves,
Oh no.
were key members of the slave trading community in Africa. Plus, her father. Now, you have to understand, she's a communist. Her father, before he died in 2015, amassed nearly $9 billion in oil revenue. So once again, only the rich can afford to be communists.
Yeah. And also, I think it's quite rich there. She demanded reparations because the British, being the ones that ended slavery, owe her family of slavers
Correct.
reparations.
Yeah, it's like $1 trillion or something.
Yes, that's
Don't
correct.
you hate it when that happens?
And she nuked her X account afterwards.
Yeah, after the truth came out.
But,
Yeah.
well, the Reform Party over there last month was trying to ban Nigerians who had made calls for slavery reparations, ban them from the country.
Wow.
Yeah, well, I think that's a good idea because
We're supposed to
especially
call them colored people or people of colored now.
Is that? Oh, okay. They're,
yeah.
You know what? They're certainly not. They're not African Americans.
Oh, see, there's a total difference
This,
there.
this is true, yeah. Well, here, this is kind of like the thing for the Africans who are left in Africa. The people, like the, how can I put this relatively delicately? If the African Americans want reparations from the people that hunted their ancestors down and caught them and sold them and all that horrible stuff, look to the people still in Africa because they are the ancestors of the ones who did that.
That's right.
Yes.
Well, it started just, I'm not getting into this. Let's
Yeah,
say
we're not
good
even
morning to Paulie.
Yeah.
Well,
Welcome,
Brown.
Paulie. You
Yeah.
saved
most of the
by
reparations are
Yeah.
Wait, what's going on?
Welcome, Paulie.
All right, go ahead.
Echoes.
You
are
got
going
your
on.
audio playing through and
I know,
getting
dude. I know. Give me a second. God dang.
Yeah.
wavelengths.
You know, sometimes it's like I wait a minute, I wait a second. I never know when you're gonna bring me.
Yeah, that's perfect. Oh, by the way, this reminds me.
Yeah.
That's me.
The embargo for Mortal Kombat 2 has now lifted. So if
That reminds me, I got to go back to edit.
yeah, because
That reminds
Thomas,
me, we didn't
my
get to see it
review of
last
the
night.
movie, my spoiler review of the movie.
Rosa made it to the screening 5 minutes late, and they said you can't review it, you can stay and watch it, and it makes sense. You know, there was bad LA traffic, and you know we don't review movies that we don't fully see. So it's like
I don't get how people can get anywhere in LA, but yeah, that's neither here nor there.
and the proximity of where she works to the theater, it's so close. I'm like, what traffic? I think it was like a street accident, unfortunately.
Well, it's not like she could walk now, is it?
She's
You have to
fine.
drive
No, she
everything.
didn't get in the accident herself, and
Yeah,
she
yeah.
can't walk to the theater. Yeah, right.
That's what I mean. No one can walk anywhere. You have to drive or everything, no matter what.
Yeah, unless you're lucky enough to where it's in your neighborhood.
Yeah, or you got the helicopter.
Or you're lucky enough to be a black paraplegic trans cripple.
Well, then you still need to be driven, don't you? So that you just need someone else driving you. I mean,
There you go.
Leave it to Chato and his isms to really,
spice up the day. Yeah.
I was on a roll even before you came here.
Oh, with the paraplegic in the wheelchair.
Oh, no, like-
That was more stuff than that.
Either way, so yeah, Mortal Kombat review dropping later. Tom is editing it in the background right now. If you have questions now, and I can say more, feel free.
Recommended?
But, yes, I do recommend it. It was very, very cool.
Is it going to be a big hit this weekend?
I can't say how I hope it's going to be a big hit this weekend. I think it should be a big hit because it's a pure fun movie. Like, it's really unadulterated fun, and it fixed the mistakes of the previous movie, and just went forward from there. So yeah,
I was going to say it. A lot of it,
I
think, depends on how many people actually forget how much they disliked the first one.
Yeah.
Because if I remember right, it felt like me and Andre were the only, or Andre and I, sorry, were the only ones who actually liked the original 5 years ago. Everybody's like, "Are you crazy?"
People did not like that movie.
They were upset with us for enjoying it. It's like, and they're like, it didn't follow the lore. I'm like, what effing lore? There's 12 games with a bunch of different lore. And they're like, and I got an education about how I'm wrong about that. I'm like, look, last time I
wrong about that.
Doesn't matter. Last time I checked, it doesn't matter who you play as. It's a completely different fucking story. So, like, that's where I was coming from.
Yeah, but there's story mode, because that's like the fight modes, and then you have the canon story mode. That's freaking complex stuff.
That may have come back later because, like I said, it depends on who you play as in the first 2-3 games as to what story you're going to play in the story mode, right? Yeah. And I usually played as Scorpion, so you got the Scorpion versus Sub-Zero storyline or whatever it was. And then if you played as so-and-so else, you got the other part of the storyline. Like, I get it. They're there. Yeah. But, I mean, there's been 12, 15, 20 of these games. Like, at this point, you got to make a movie that's for the general audience, not just for the video game geeks who have played all 12 Mortal Kombat games inside and out.
And I will say, after having done some research into that lore, I mean, they're reasonably respectful of it. And many of the things that people criticize are things that straight from the lore, or things where they try to like hurry up a little bit to get into certain things in the lore. So I actually appreciated the movie more after looking into the lore and all the stuff that's there. And I'm not going to claim to be an expert because it's not straightforward. It's changed a number of times. There's been some retrofitting and everything like that several times over, but they do make an attempt. Chris, you wanted to say something.
I was going to say, I like the 1995 movie, honestly.
Everyone likes
Everybody does.
movie.
And you know what? Yeah. There was no lore to worry about. I recognized the character. I recognized their power set. I heard him say, finish him, and it was fun, and all this lore stuff sometimes,
Yeah. But here's the thing. When the 1995 movie was made, they had 2 released video games to work from, and a third one that was being developed at the same time as the movie was being developed. That's it. 2 fighting games. That's all. Now, when the 2021 reboot came out, you have, I don't know, 11, 12 games, something like that.
Yeah.
And that lore really started packing on when you got into the already the PlayStation 1 era, like they started going deeper into the lore from Mortal Kombat
Yeah, because they had those
4
cutscenes.
onwards.
Yeah, right. So they were
And
telling
from the
That's what
PlayStation
I'm
2
getting at.
level.
Yeah.
From the PlayStation 2 level, already from like Mortal Kombat Deadly Allegiance, there's a major shift in the status quo. And that came out in 2002. And much of the criticism I see right now, with spoilers pertaining to Liu Kang and stuff like that,
Yeah.
I can only imagine that has to come from people who are familiar with the lore as it was per 1995. But there was a major change in status there in 2002, which basically mean what people associate with what Mortal Kombat should be, and that you had in the 1995 movie with Liu Kang's role and stuff like that, actually hasn't been that way for the majority of the franchise's existence.
Interesting.
Because like it was created in the very early 90s, and there was a massive change in 2002. That's kind of like 1 decade pre, and it's now 2 decades plus after. So this movie then goes with the lore as it's been for now
20.
more than 2 decades.
Yeah.
And it's been in evolution for almost 3 decades. People need to keep that in mind. So I actually think the movie is very cool.
You know, it's interesting. It's an interesting subject too about adhering to the lore, right? Because I'm listening to a fascinating book from 2022, Quentin Tarantino's Cinematic Speculation or something. He's talking about movies from the 70s and how, like The Getaway and things like that, that are based on books, they changed aspects or the characters or certain things, not just to get the movie made, not just because Robert Evans wanted his wife at the time to star in the movie and stuff like that, but also to make the films more accessible. And I've often wondered, particularly like with the Ian Fleming novels, were people really up in arms? Was there a large segment of people that were like, they didn't follow the books, they didn't follow the Parker books, they didn't follow the James Bond books, they, because that is lore, and what you're talking about are the games. And so with video games becoming so ubiquitous now, particularly among our demographic, right? So sort of that 35 to 60 year demo that's been playing these games for years. Like you said, it's really a 27-year franchise almost, I think, right? It came
Almost 3 decades.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Okay. So you do have a large segment of the population that are familiar with the lore. So you've got some people that might question, okay, I wonder why they changed that. Or you might have smart people like us that go, well, I understand why they changed that. But then you've got some people who are, I think, stuck on the lore. And at what level is that really important to the studio? And I think that Disney's finding out with Star Wars, right, on certain things. So it's interesting. I think it's an interesting topic of discussion, be adhering to the lore.
How of a game?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean, right? Because it's just a game. And they may have said the same thing about the Parker pulp novels, right? It's like, look, it's on the spinner rack at a drugstore. Who cares? They're going to come see the movie. We want everybody to come see this movie.
Didn't it start as a coin op?
Mortal Kombat did. Yes,
Mortal Kombat, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's more than 30 years.
Oh, well, it was early 90s is what I thought it was. So
it was early 90s.
I think it was like 32, 33 years. That would be a good question for our brilliant chat out there.
Indeed.
When did
34 years old. We have the answer right here.
Boom. Third eye.
Yeah.
34 years. Good grief.
Yeah. Which also means that, to your point about lore, that Mortal Kombat has been around for a much, much longer time now than James Bond had when the first James Bond movies came.
Oh, good point. Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
I guess the longer the IP exists, the more religiously adherence to the lore is important.
But also you have like the fracturing of the audience there, because there you also have the people that know the lore. Mm-hmm. And then you have those that know the 1995 movie who are more casual gamers, such as myself. Again, I had to look into that lore. And the people who only are familiar with the 1995 movie who kind of like expect a new take on that. They're not really familiar with the games. That's something that happened in the background, didn't pay attention to story mode, something like that. Many of those probably are going to be surprised and maybe even disappointed by some of the decisions made in this movie, because it's not what they would expect based on the 1995 movie, though it is perfectly well in line with the lore as of the game for the past 2 decades, at least from my understanding of it. Again, I'm not claiming to be an expert on that lore. I watched like a few deep dive videos and stuff on the background after I watched the movie. I was like, yeah, this checks out. This is fairly similar to what we got on screen.
Well, that brings up another point about like the Marvel movies, for instance. I had a friend, he loves the Marvel movies. I haven't talked to him since the Marvels came out, but we used to all go as a group of guys, 7 or 8 of us, to go see whatever the latest MCU flick was up until the Marvels, I think. And he never read the comics. He didn't know much about them. He had probably seen some of the cartoons, but he was just really into the movie. So when we had a discussion about one film, I don't remember which one it was, but I said something like, well, that's not really how it happened in the comics. He goes, I never read them. I just like the movies.
Exactly.
And so I wonder if there are people who have never played the game and they're just like, hey, I'm just going to see the new Mortal Kombat, right?
100%. Or and that's what I mean. I think most people are going to be like that. They will have seen the old movie and they may have played a game here or there, but they don't have track of the full mythology, because you can easily go into any Mortal Kombat game, just go into fight mode and not pay any attention at all to the story mode and the canon of what's happening there. And even if you do, if you haven't paid attention to all of the others, you're going to be completely freaking lost anyway, because it's kind of like the X-Men comics of the 90s, how they've already gotten lost under the weight of their own continuity, which is why you've had a couple of soft reboots already. 2 of them, I think.
2 of them, yeah.
Because it just got, and they're both soft reboots, because it just got like too complicated.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have the lore of Warhammer.
You're probably right, because that's a much more detailed.
Oh, I mean, and you need that detail when you're playing the tabletop game.
Yes.
Absolutely. You don't need that level of detail for doing button mashing and beating up another pixels on screen.
They did attempt, I don't know which label, they did attempt to make a Mortal Kombat comic book series, so there's probably some canon in there.
That's my issue, is like, where are they pulling the canon from? And everybody's like, oh no, it's all pretty. I'm like, okay, it may be, but I guess to me, there's so many different cartoons, different TV shows, shit. We've even had another internet / whatever series you want to call it, called Mortal Kombat Legacy, that even takes liberties with the story, to the point where the creator even puts a warning in front of one of the episodes to warn the audience from getting triggered, that they're going to mess with some of the mythos and whatnot. So to me, I'm sitting here going, why is everybody having such a big deal about this whole thing with the first Mortal Kombat, where like Andre and I were like, we just had a good time. I'm sitting here going, if I had seen this movie when I was 15, being R-rated and as hardcore as it was, I'd have lost my mind. I mean, I lost my mind as it was at the original, and don't get me wrong, I don't hate the original. I love the original. I love it a lot. But I'll be the first one to admit that movie has a lot of issues. We got to take off our rose-tinted glasses and look at it from reality. There's scenes where there's shit that jumps from one scene to another with zero context whatsoever. Yeah. And just because we know Mortal Kombat, we're fine with it. But as an audience member, you're going, wait a minute, this character was with this character not even 2 minutes ago, and these 3 characters were together 2 minutes ago, and now all of a sudden they're all doing different things. What's going on here? Like, there's issues with that movie that I don't call or make a big fuss about, because guess what? It looks and feels like Mortal Kombat. That's the same thing I felt with the last movie. Sure, some people didn't, and I respect that. I totally do. But now I'm looking at this new one, and everybody's like jazzed about it. I'm like, where were all these people 5 years ago? Because 5 years ago, Andre and I were being basically crucified for saying we liked the first movie. We're like, what the hell did we do wrong?
Right.
Yeah. And I just want to highlight a comment here. Like Dark Hero Fan says, one reason people didn't like the last Mortal Kombat, Cole. Nobody likes him. Yeah, as I said, they fixed the mistakes of the past movies here. They do. So yeah, really boils down.
Take that as you will, I guess.
Take that as you will. The Third Eye also says Cole Young was the problem. There are over 80 characters in Mortal Kombat they could have chosen from. Instead, they invented a new character that no one cared about, and they gave him all of the screen real estate that then didn't go to other characters that people really wanted to see.
And this was a common mistake made of a lot of IPs from the 80s and 90s. Whenever they would jump to either a movie or what have you, they would always introduce a brand new character. It was just a thing they would do, and I don't know why. And with Cole here, and it makes more sense.
Point of view character who can
it's a POV character,
the audience. Yes, exactly.
And that's what I was getting to. And I can understand not having Johnny Cage play that role in the first movie because it's very difficult for the audience to relate to a movie star. And Johnny Cage is a completely different person than who Cole is and who Cole is standing in for in this film and leading up to. Because really, if you look at the first film, and I wonder if, in hindsight, now that you've seen the second film, you'll have to tell me if I'm wrong, Andre, if we got to kind of look back at the first film as more or less an origin story of Scorpion.
You are assumed to have seen the first movie because it does, when you revisit Scorpion in this one, it's assumed that you already
That's what I'm saying.
his back. Yes. You are
like, it's kind of, we just went through all that whole thing in the first movie just so Cole could help bring Scorpion back from hell, if you really kind of pay attention to the movie.
Yeah. And really, the only thing that's needed is to basically so you know who Cole is, to the extent of which that even matters, and to understand, okay, so this is Scorpion, and this is why he hates Sub-Zero, and why the name B-Hound triggers him so fiercely. That's really all you need from the first movie. Beyond that, this is a soft reboot, which doesn't assume anything. It's all explained. And the way they have reimagined Johnny Cage in the guise of Carl Urban, he now works perfectly well as a point of view character. Honestly, they could have done this the first time around and it would have worked. Because of the changes done to Johnny Cage in order to make Carl Urban fit him. It made him the perfect point of view character.
Well, I'm assuming, well, I'm not going to assume too much because I'm going to see it in a day or so, hopefully. Yeah, we'll get to your review eventually here. But on another note, though, like Chris, you were bringing up, I think it was you who was talking about basically like video game movies kind of being the next thing. I think it's going to be a mistake.
Yeah,
because they've done this before. And here's the difference between, comic books are already set up.
Yeah.
They're basically like pre-made storyboards. Video games are a completely different animal. And unless you're talking about a Mario Brothers or Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Yeah, Minecraft.
It's hit and miss.
Yeah.
I mean, even Minecraft, who'd have thought Minecraft, right? But that was just like Lego Movie. It was like they managed to find the right story to tell in that world to get the audience on board, and they got it. But that's not going to happen every time. How many Silent Hills have they tried now? How many, we got another Resident Evil on the way.
You got a Magic 8-Ball movie coming out, believe it.
Sure, Mario works as a movie, but could you do Donkey Kong as a movie? No. Because Donkey Kong works only as basically a prologue as something, and now it wouldn't work in that same universe.
I'm so glad you brought this up, though, Tom. I do have a game, and I'll bet every one of us has a game in mind that we would like to see turned into a movie or a TV show. And mine is from the makers of Resident Evil. It was called Dino Crisis.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I vaguely remember that one.
Oh, it was such a scary, shocking game. All these moments. It was an accident that brought dinos into, from the past or whatever. But it was such it was a survival game. That's all, just like Resident Evil. They swapped out zombies for dinos. Yeah, and it was fun. And of course, this was back in the 90s, I think. So Jurassic Park was a huge thing. They tried to do that. What was that movie with Captain America, the new Captain America, Captain Falcon? Oh gosh, I can't think of his name now. That had
Metal Gear.
Anthony Mackie.
No, was it Metal Gear?
Not Metal Gear. Twisted Metal. That's what I meant.
Twisted Metal. That's right. One of our commenters said Metal Gear, which got you twisted up.
Yeah, I
But
did.
yeah, Twisted Metal. And I heard that was a disaster. Did anybody watch that?
I've heard both. I've heard
Okay.
good and bad things about it. So
Well,
Yeah,
Fallout
so have I.
turned out to be a great project. And I do think that these games really lend themselves to, I think, a 6 to 10 episode series.
right. But how do you do a movie out of like Grand Theft Auto? I mean, the closest you can get to that is either Free Guy or Tulsa King, right? Like you can't quite translate that into necessarily a movie per se. And that's the issue I have sometimes with video game movies is like, if I'm going to watch a video game movie, I just assume pick up a controller and play the game.
Right.
Like, cause then I have control and I'm interacting with it.
Yeah.
And then you have the other side of that, like Metal Gear. And this is what made me think of Metal Gear is you have a lot of games that are based on other IPs already that are loosely, because, they couldn't necessarily get the rights to something. So they're like, slap something else out there that's similar to it and just call it
Golden
something else.
Axe, for instance, is Conan.
Whatever. Yeah, exactly. So you have a lot of that. So then how many times are you going to run into an issue where, like, if you were to make something like Golden Axe, how much different do you have to make it to where it's not too much like Conan, for instance?
Right.
Or like a Metal Gear to where it's not too much like some Tom Clancy film or something else. You know what I mean? Like there's all these issues you'll have that it's going to run into it sooner or later. And they're just going to learn that not every video game is going to be
Well, yeah,
a
just
good
like not
movie.
every comic book. There was a movie that came out that really leaned into it, and it wasn't based on a game. I always thought that movie Crank would have made a great video game.
It pretty much is.
But they came out with that Hardcore Henry. Do you remember that in like
Yes.
2017, 2016? It was POV the whole time.
Yep.
An interesting experiment.
I never saw it, but I remember when it came out, I was like, okay, that's
But you
something.
mentioned Free Guy also. I thought that was a fun movie. I thought
was
that was
fun.
actually a fun little movie, like The Sims or something, right?
But it almost
no.
had to take itself out of that to be able to do that, right?
Exactly.
Like
Yes,
that's
I
the
think
thing.
there just has to be creative ways to do it.
Crank is basically Grand Theft Auto the movie, if you want to.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what when you said Grand Theft Auto, I thought,
Yeah.
isn't there a movie that's kind of like that already? And Crank,
Even the end of the film, I think after the credits, it goes like it says game over, and then all of a sudden it says one up, and then the guy like gets back up or whatever.
Exactly
the
what
little cartoon
happens.
guy.
And I'll never forget that phone ring he had that sounded like some dying phone or something. It was. If you like Jason Statham and you haven't watched Crank, do yourself a favor.
Well, then you also have like the Scott Pilgrim movie, which is based on a comic
sure.
book, but looks like a video game, right?
Oh,
So
it's
like you
Brilliant.
already
Great.
have so many of these things.
Yeah,
that
that is great fun. Also, very fun. Yeah.
But Mortal Kombat has and I don't disagree with people. Yes, there's tons to mine as far as lore and story here. I mean, I guess I was just looking at it as from like, look, they got story and lore in here. Sure, we got a new character. Why should we have a problem with a new character? We've been getting new characters in Mortal Kombat games since the beginning of time, right? Every game introduces at least 2-3 new characters. So, I mean, I guess I didn't have the issue with Cole that everybody else did, but I get the problem story-wise because I just rewatched it last night, actually. And I'm like, gosh, it's still fun. It still
nothing wrong
works
with
for
that.
me.
That's like going to Six Flags and riding the Superman roller coaster and saying, "Oh, they messed up the story here. That's not what happened." Just enjoy the ride. That's it.
There
Can
was
you
one
not
other
do
thing. There was one other thing besides certain aspects of Cole I did understand people have issues with.
Okay.
And that is that there was no technical tournament, right? And this is where I kind of went in and said, look, I can agree with that. And as far as working as a movie on its own, since it doesn't actually have the tournament of Mortal Kombat, it is kind of whatever. But if they know that they're going to do 2-3 of these movies, you don't want to blow your wad in the first film because then you're stuck with Mortal Kombat Annihilation for the second one.
Yeah.
Because you want to, the second film and the third film could be more about the tournament itself, I would imagine.
Still a good argument though about the tournament.
It is very much. And but to me, we got so much action. And the whole point of the film was like, Shang Tsung was trying to kill everybody before they even got to the tournament, right? Like, which was basically the same plot of the original film. but,
You're right.
But yeah.
The original film I thought was outdone by Street Fighter. You remember Raul
Yeah, with
Julia.
the great Raul Julia as M.
Yes.
Not
Oh,
at the
what
box
great-
office, that's for sure.
No,
But
no. I just mean the character.
gravitas with
made it, but
actors.
yeah, and you had Von Damme, and yeah, you just had. I think the cast was a little more fun.
It was almost like Van Damme was in that as a fuck you to Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because as we all know, Johnny Cage is based on Van Damme. So like, yeah, he was originally supposed to be in the game and actually play the sprites or whatever you call it,
Yeah.
play the character in the game.
Yeah, indeed.
And that's
Well,
why
we're
I
looking
think
forward to your review, Andre.
yeah, it's coming soon. I just got to finish editing.
Coming very soon. I just have to get here. Dark Hero fan says, you guys are missing the reason why we got cold. Read my super chat. Okay,
Well, let's do some super chats.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
So Jason Webster says, what do you call a Christian heavy rock group? Guns N' Moses. Oh, that's funny.
Endorse that.
Oops, wrong button. I meant to hit the comedy button, not the cheer button. But thank you, Jason Webster. Action Com says with $10, Andre, I hear Katy Perry showed up at the Met Gala looking like one of the crew of Cygnus. Did I say that right? From the Black Hole.
Yeah, that
Or the Cobra Commando, take your pick, I suppose. I didn't even know about that one. I was infatuated with the trans black paraplegic model.
Yeah, let's get into that right away because we have that. Celebs do anything but impress at the Met Gala. Like, I've learned to really dislike the Met Gala. It seems like a celebration of Baphomet each and every single time that only gets more and more express in your face, the double standard every single year. I mean, yeah, I'm not surprised. If anything, Katy Perry looking like the Cobra Commander. I mean, that
That's
makes
normal.
her one of the that's one of the more sane people there, because I mean, there's so many freaking nuts things there. So yeah.
Do we not talk about the fact that she's an astronaut now? I remember
she's an astronaut too.
Oh, she wants us all to forget because they were laughed out of the internet after that. Remember that when they went in this like dildo shaped rocket from Bezos?
Yeah,
and they were like, "Oh, this huge victory for women, and all women on the planet should now finally feel empowered and rejoice because women had finally conquered space by going up the Carmen line for all of 30 seconds in a vehicle fully made and controlled by men." Whoa, big whoop, big celebration.
Well, let's make one thing real clear up front. Like, the reason people are making a big deal out of this individual isn't because of their disability or their transgenderism or any of that. It's because they made this comment that the reason there's not enough black transgender quadriplegic models
cerebral
is Whitey.
palsy, by the way.
Yeah.
I forgot that.
Yeah, is because of Whitey.
Right.
That's why. It's Whitey's fault.
Yeah, it's our horrible whiteness. Yeah, of course.
Couldn't be the fact that you couldn't walk down the runway, let alone run, but that's just me.
So can we grade which one of her victimhood check marks means the most?
You could, but I say they won all of them.
No. Let's grade.
Yeah,
it.
let's
Is it cerebral?
I see what you're
out of
saying,
10?
though. Yeah.
Is it black? Give me a grade for black cerebral palsy.
Well, there's plenty black people. If anything, black people right now are the most overrepresented group in media and everything like that. So
I think that's the least.
I think the thing is, Paul, is that they found the perfect formula.
Yeah.
And this is why I say they won the victim awards, all of them.
No, I get it. And someone's already done a meme with her as Mr. X, which was hilarious.
So the question I have is, was this person born a male?
Yes.
Okay. So this is a person born a male who is trying to present as a woman,
right?
Who also is stricken with both cerebral palsy and is quadriplegic, and happens to be black, and that's it. I think the worst thing that's happened to them is, I think the quadriplegic and the cerebral palsy are equally.
Agree with that. That those are the worst. I mean, like for instance, if you're quadriplegic, you're not walking away from that.
That's right. And
It's
then
the same
next
thing
would
with
probably be black.
Pun intended, or
I would say black is, even though people may contend with me in the comments and on the left, the transgenderism is the least because you got to choose that. You didn't get to choose.
Not really. You're not getting it. Trans people are the new black people.
I know, but he couldn't, couldn't determine the skin color.
Black
The
is
red.
not woke enough on its own.
No, I agree. Just imagine that you are at the Democratic convention, and you have two people who are competing to be the next in line, right?
Yeah. Yes.
One person is black, and the regular black dude, and the other is trans. Now,
Trans is getting it all the way.
Which person is going to get first served among those two at the Democratic
If
convention?
they want to win, the black person. If they don't mind losing, the transgender person.
Doesn't matter.
Well,
you get all
I
the points.
meant running. I was talking. You are there, and you're going to the hot dog stand, for instance.
Okay.
Just because you're there.
You serve the trans person first. That's
Yes,
correct.
Yes. Trans.
This is one of those
black.
tests, and you just failed, Chris.
Yes.
This person goes
Which
to the
only
front
goes
of
to
all
show
lines.
that you have no business
Yes.
being at the Democrat convention or the Socialist convention because you just passed or you failed the ideological purity test.
Guilty
Well,
as charged.
We-
Guilty.
their pronouns are battery powered.
Well, I don't want to. I feel a little bad mocking this young person who's
To be clear, like, I would say no one is mocking this individual.
No, they're not mocking them. They're
yeah. Here's what the real mockery is that this person is now a model with a major agency.
Yeah,
That's
we
the
are
thing,
mocking
right?
the major agents. Of course, we don't have to, because let's just say that this major agency and whoever chooses to employ the services of this new model, I very much doubt they're going to get any kind of Sydney Sweeney style American Eagle sales boost.
No.
Yeah,
No,
I don't
you're right.
think so.
It was
But
just like
other than
Kamala
that,
Harris
the only
is-
one we're mocking here is the Met Gala itself.
the
and
industry,
crazy
right?
people attending it.
Okay,
Because
so
that's the
disagree.
Yeah.
I'm going to disagree because I saw her TED talk.
Okay.
Well, that's a totally different conversation to be had here.
She is a vile human being.
Absolutely. I'm not going to.
No.
I'm not going to discuss that aspect at this moment in time, but I get what you're saying, Paul, and I don't disagree with
So
you.
there really is a TED talk from this person.
Yes,
There is, yes.
She's a
And we're gonna
vile-
actually-
the thing she spews is so awful. I
Oh,
don't
no.
have any.
We're
First,
actually going to go.
okay. This is a trans. I object to you using that pronoun, but let's just say that. So this individual, I'm guessing that this individual is probably anti-Semitic.
That I didn't hear.
Oh,
Okay.
Just very race relevant. Let's call it.
I see. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to go over their TED talk on Saturday on Flashcast,
Oh,
actually.
wait.
Who are we
But-
talking about?
We're talking about this individual,
Beyonce?
no, the one in the
Your
trans black
Cerebral palsy,
cerebral palsy quadriplegic model actress / probably a singer too while we're at it.
May as well.
But my whole point with this is the people to blame for this situation, for putting them in this situation to begin with, for giving them the delusions of grandeur, are the people putting them out there. The same people who were stupid enough to put the guy who had Tourette's syndrome at the fucking British Awards. That's my point is you guys think you're doing the right thing without thinking about the consequences of what could be. Yeah. Right? Sure, you're putting it in this person's brain that they could do all these things, but they can only do these things because you're allowing it to happen. In any other normal situation, they would never be able to do this. And you're giving them delusions of grandeur. And now you're actually boasting a person, as Paul said, and this is the other side of it, who has some pretty fucked up views on the world. Mm. But speaking of fucked up views on the world, we've got people like Beyonce, who's wearing... Boy. Actually, that's something kind of normal. My thing froze up, so I don't know if you can share it, Andre. It keeps freezing on me because of the stupid ads.
Well, let's see. What
I can try again.
Here.
Yeah, I hate this shit.
I got it.
Otherwise, I got it here now again. But
okay, good.
So okay, now it's working again. But
okay,
all right. And then we got who's this? Jay-Z and or who is that? That's I don't know. I don't give a shit about these.
That's Jay-Z and his daughter, I think.
That's I was gonna say. I thought it was Jay-Z and his wife, and I'm like, that ain't his wife.
No, I think that's their daughter. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Mhm.
And then there's that.
Rihanna.
Rihanna. Yeah.
Well, the
That's
theme
actually
of the night
kind of
was,
normal.
The theme of the night was costume as art.
Yes.
Fashion as art.
Correct.
So
Oh,
it was
that
like
explains a lot.
Yes.
that.
No, the-
So you can
first-
imagine like the fashion wise, it was just all over the place. Absolutely all over the place.
And then we got Pinky here, ASAP, Rocky, and Chanel.
He has his own glasses line, by the way. I was out buying some new prescription glasses, and he has his own line.
Are they
So
just
does
as
Shaq.
gay as this jacket?
I didn't purchase them. I'll just say that.
I mean, this wouldn't be bad if it was a normal suit. Like if it was just a
I
normal
think
pink
Rock
suit.
showed up in a skirt too, if I'm not mistaken.
The Rock, yes. The actual Rock did, yeah.
I think that's dope.
Yeah, well, who
Wearing a
cares?
skirt.
Well, no, what this
What he's wearing.
tuxedo.
If it wasn't
type
so
of,
long,
Sort of a
it-
duster. It almost
like
looks
a-
like he's wearing a duster.
This is like
But
a
it's-
tuxedo type of long coat. That's pretty
This
sick.
is supposed to be
Actually, it
over
looks
the
more like-
top, Tom.
looks like he's wearing a fucking bathrobe.
Yeah, but this is all supposed to be over the top. All the costumes are supposed to be over the top in this
Agreed.
particular event.
This is where you wear stuff like that. That's why I'm like this is pretty dope.
No, but
You're
on
not
top
wrong.
of
That's
that,
pretty normal.
Ollie, on top of that, as we discussed, they requested art. On top of it being
Every year
placed.
it's a different theme, and you go as that theme. You don't just go up showing up as Schleppy McGee.
And that was
Yeah.
Madonna at one time. Now
Oh,
it's a lump
boy.
of plastic.
Yeah, that's bad. Yeah.
It's
Was it
still
in
breathing.
Zoolander? Was it in Zoolander where someone came out with a line of hobo clothes? What was it? Like everyone was just unbelievably disheveled, and they looked like they were alleyway cripples. It was hilarious. It's quite good. They should do that. They should all come out as Zoolander characters.
They kind of are.
That was the derelict day.
Yes, derelict.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
It was
Yeah.
And I get
derelict.
it. They're supposed to be looking like a piece of art, but I get it. It's redonkulous. Like
Yeah.
Some
we-
of
it's-
it is.
just
Some
like
of them-
art, we have the right to critique it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes. Some of these look great. There's Miss Kardashian.
That's semi-normal, actually. That one's not that abnormal from what they would normally wear. Something like
Superhero.
that.
It's actually quite modest for her, I will
Yeah,
say.
exactly.
I think that looks great.
That's
especially
actually
on-
pretty normal.
I think
That's-
she looks great. Who is that?
that looks more like the 1940s. That's Sabrina Carpenter.
okay. Yeah,
Fuck,
very
man.
nice. Very classy.
Yeah, Teyana Taylor, whoever that is.
I thought that was Rihanna when I first saw it.
What the
But
fuck is that?
Looks weird.
This is Captain Intestine.
I was gonna say, god damn,
Yeah, it looks
that's
like
Cardi B.
some body parts down there on the floor.
Yeah,
Well,
that's like an Ozempic fucking accident. That's not so bad.
My mother-in-law shot out her intestines, and they had to had someone come over and stuff them
no.
back in.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
that's what it looks like. He's not wrong.
Now that looks cool. Yeah, I mean that's these
Ish. Although I mean, it's kind of like
Yeah.
I see the female form in there. It's kind of okay.
Is it
yeah.
painted? Is this a painted on?
It looks like it's probably sequins.
sequence, of a
Yeah.
nude painting or something.
Yeah.
Now the next one does look a little.
It's
nude.
Kylie Jenner wearing nothing.
No way.
We could probably get past that real quick.
Yeah,
Kendall
but
Jenner.
before we get taken down here.
That
Yeah,
looks
I
like
mean, even
Kim's outfit. Yeah.
not much different, but not bad. I guess.
YouTube does not like nipples.
No, Gracie Abrams, whoever that is.
Don't know.
Serena Williams,
Okay.
Yikes.
then Dochi, I guess. Odessa Ezion.
Yeah, that's the one from Hellraiser, the reboot, which is
Okay.
rapidly becoming a rising star.
Anne Hathaway wearing something surprisingly normal.
Yeah, there are a few. Margot Robbie was very normal in hers.
Tate McRae is something surprisingly normal. Yeah, there you go, Mark. That's very classy there, actually.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there were quite a few. Kate Moss and others were.
Oh, I kind of like that. That looks almost like a Wonder Woman outfit, almost.
It does.
Like
Yeah.
Hailey Bieber. Kate Moss, yeah, she's pretty normal. Sunday Rose, whoever that is.
Oh, that's toilet bowl cleaner.
I thought
Yeah.
it was Chewbacca for a second, and he got a
No, that's
fro.
Itchy Baka. That's Itchy Baka.
That's Itchy Baka, yeah.
Happy Life Day.
Yeah. And then that's Kendall with somebody.
designer.
brother.
Yeah.
Designer, yeah.
Stevie Nicks looking
Oh.
about the same as always.
She's
Yeah.
wearing the same
Always.
outfit she's been wearing since 1978.
This whole thing. Yeah.
No one touch my velvet.
Yeah. Hey, Stevie Nicks is a
There it
is
is.
a
There's
legend.
Katy
What
Perry.
the fuck?
You know who we're missing? We're missing the long lost Joan Rivers.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I
Oh,
should- I
man.
should do this entire thing like Joan Rivers. Oh, look at that. Thank God she's covering her face.
She forgot to phone home.
Dating with Trudeau.
Yeah. Oh,
She
Daft Punk
uncovers
found their lost member.
She's an astronaut.
Yeah, she's an astronaut. I remember dressing like that when I was Dot Matrix.
I don't
Cher
think
looking
Joan knows what that
surprisingly
would be.
Yeah, modest.
surprisingly modest, yeah.
What is she, 80 or 70 now? She's gotta-
106.
I guess.
I'm pretty
She's
sure
found
that's
a way to auto tune her body.
This witch is serving-
That was the best one so far.
Yeah.
I'll keep them coming.
That's is that
Connor's
a muscular
story?
guy or a muscular girl?
I'm trying to figure that part out myself.
It's quite fetching, actually.
Is that not the individual who was in Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, and also
I
that
don't know.
bodybuilder movie, the one with Kristen Stewart,
Oh, is it?
the one that some people wanted to replace Gina? Well, maybe it's a dude. I don't know. Can't really say.
It is a dude.
This is
That
a
I can
dude.
tell.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we got Ayo Aduribi. Biribi? Okay. Oh, Coleman.
Yeah, I like him.
That's not bad.
I
A little
like him.
weird, but not
Would
bad.
never wear it.
Looks
No.
like he's wearing his mama's quilt. But
Honestly,
Yeah.
on the Michael red carpets, he's worn some way more elegant stuff that's very
Well,
fashionable than this.
he's
This-
supposed to be a piece of art.
I know, just trying to finish my thought. This is two jumbled pieces of art together where
Yeah.
he's so Mr. Fashion. This is for me, this is kind of a letdown. And I loved Coleman. I mean, he's always just dressed so exotic at sometimes.
Yeah. Then we got Daisy Edgar. And Kiki. Oh, fuck her. Stanley Tucci.
He looks sharp. I like the velvet
Yeah.
jacket.
Simone Ashley. Guess that's a dress. I thought it looked like she wrapped herself in like chicken
I
wire
thought she
for a
got
minute there.
caught in a fence or something.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Electric fence, plug her in.
For-
And then
Ouching.
Anthony Vecchiarello, sorry, and Zoe Kravitz.
There's an awful lot of short men out there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there is. Gabriel Union and Dwayne Wade. There's the intestines.
Cardi B body parts dress or something.
I have no idea what the fuck is going on there.
He's wearing a cape.
Donatella, Versace, Lisa,
I was going to say it's Versace. Yeah.
Zoe, Charlie, XCX, I guess is this person's name. And then Louisa Jacobson. Surprisingly, not as weird as
Oh.
some of the other.
Oh, is this Liv?
Blake Lively.
Blake Lively. Just settled their court case.
I heard she
Yeah.
lost.
Yes.
Cara Delevingne. Eileen Gu.
That looks like the singer, actually. What's
She looks like the freaking scarecrow. How much weight has she lost? Olivia Wilde. Did you see that?
And here's the one some are
Tony?
talking about. The
was
Sarah
that Olivia
Paulson.
Wilde primary to that?
It was right
Yes.
there. Yeah, look at her. She's
Oh.
totally bony.
Then you
Yeah,
got Sarah
exactly.
Paulson with the money
Dollar
strap. to her
bill, yeah.
face.
She didn't even go. and
God,
use
an
a real
AMC movie's about to start. And there's The Rock in his dress.
one. Yeah.
Or skirt, I should say.
AMC movie. I missed it.
Well, it was Nicole Kidman. Now every time I see her, I think I'm about to see us.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Does her speak.
I hate it.
Rose,
That's nice.
Naomi Watts, Venus Williams.
Hello. Heidi Klum looked creepy.
What the fuck? I guess she got the memo.
Yep.
Yeah.
She understood the
literally.
assignment. Yep.
Yeah,
I guess so.
A for effort there.
Yeah, I'll give her that. I'll give her
That is
that.
a little scary though.
It's Heidi Klum though. So look, you know what? Fuck it.
Oh God,
Sure.
really?
Yeah. Angel Reese.
I mean, she's hot.
How long does this keep going for? Because I'm getting bored.
Wow.
Yeah, it's boring, man.
Well, you're at 59 out of now 60 out of 293.
Fuck
Oh,
this.
We don't need
Yeah.
this anymore.
I think we can probably move on from
Fuck
this.
this shit. Let's get back to the super chats.
I mean,
Angel doesn't show her Reese's Pieces, then what's the point?
No.
We
Ghost text. Oh, go
we
ahead.
should bring up the one of Rachel Ziegler. That one.
Well, if you find it, feel free. Ghost text says, I suspect with Resident Evil trailer that without star power, Hollywood will persist wearing the skin suits of familiar brands to push unrelated films and scant any original screenplays. Yeah, I kind of get what you're saying here. I wouldn't be surprised. And this is another thing you have to be afraid of with the video game properties, because they're like with comic book movies. Why would they need a movie star? Well, just the movie star is the property, right? That's the way they'll see it.
Or the script. These
Yeah.
things like Resident Evil could be generated by ChatGPT.
Or it could just be a whole nother zombie script that's repurposed as Resident Evil.
Well, it doesn't
too.
matter. I mean, they just ask for, they just ask a zombie script to be generated by an AI, and it will get their 90%.
Yeah, but I think what Ghost text is implying is that they're just using like Hellraiser was famously known for. Almost all the sequels were just unrelated scripts that they just slapped Pinhead into and made it a Hellraiser movie. In fact, all the Die Hard sequels, except for I think the last one, the last two maybe, were completely different movies or stories that they just turned into Die Hard movies. So yeah. So in fact, I have the original novel that Die Hard 2 is based on. It's called 58 Minutes.
But
The original Die Hard was a sequel to begin with.
I have a certain respect for the people who are willing to do that kind of schlock.
To a point, but those are some of the worst bait and switches
No,
in the world.
we get it, but that's a genre of people who, I mean, it's no different from AI now being flooded by YouTube being flooded by AI.
Yeah,
it's just people are going to do it. They're going to exploit things like this.
and there's an audience for that. I mean, some
Yeah,
of the
good or
best
for bad,
movies.
there is.
Best time.
Yeah,
I've had
now it's the
movies
streaming
is-
audience.
There's Zegler. Okay.
Sorry, what were you saying, Chris?
Nah, I'm just saying some of the best fun I've had at the movies were genre flicks. You know.
No, but I understand where Ghost Text is coming from. I mean, you go to a movie like, you know, that expecting a certain brand, right? A certain IP that delivers something. And when you go in and you realize, wait a minute, this was probably just some rando zombie script that they just repurposed and slapped Resident Evil on.
You brought up Die Hard. I'm waiting.
Yeah.
When will there be the Die Hard prequel? We know it's
They have been trying.
Yeah.
They have been trying. It was one of the projects that got killed. One of the few, luckily, that got killed in the Disney acquisition. But then Disney's been poking around with it. Leave it alone. It doesn't need anything.
Die Hard -1.
There you go.
Well,
I'm curious.
Year zero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But did any of you catch the new Resident Evil trailer, and what
No.
did you all think about it? Are you interested in it, any of you?
And that's my answer.
Yeah.
No.
I saw the trailer. After I spoke out in our previous stream about how I think that movie is a mistake and they need to adapt other properties instead, I stand by that even more firmly. The movie looks completely and utterly uninteresting. So, yeah, nothing there that intrigues me in the slightest. Hey, maybe you feel different. Let us know in the chat. But as for me, I couldn't care one bit about this Resident Evil that's coming. So, yeah.
All right, let's get back to these super chats. We got
Let's do.
Jason Webster says Disney underwent cinematic colonic irrigation. Jesus, they're no longer impacted by KK and Bob Iger. Or
Yeah,
by
on here, let's very quickly go through the other topic that we
Let's-
have.
and then we'll
D'Amato
get
and
back
Disney
around, yeah.
wins big, as I put in the title, because this, of course, is in reference to the earnings call, which actually went very, very well where Disney is concerned, with them having larger profits than expected, with revenue increasing. For instance, in the entertainment division, revenue climbed from with 10% up to 11.7 billion, and operating income also went up by 6%. This is something similar that we have across the board, which is basically that the numbers are doing better, and that's kind of like what this super chat was saying. Now, when Bob Iger and Kathleen Kennedy are gone, it's almost like someone put a garden hose up Disney's ass and just washed out all of the filth, because the numbers just seem to be a little bit better. And yeah, this is true. I haven't had time to explore the numbers in detail, but what I did see, there was one thing that did stand out to me. And Tom, I'm putting an article in the private chat, so you can put that up on screen if you want.
Wow.
And
but I'll do it.
well, yeah, I was about to never mind. If you want, just do it.
Yeah.
Want doesn't really come into it.
That means I got to stop editing.
But anyway, so yeah, because basically the numbers are up. But the interest.
It's funny how whenever Bob walks out the door, the numbers shoot up like a rocket, eh?
Yeah, it's funny how that works. It was like the same thing that happened during JPEG. The numbers were better than ever, and then Bob Iger came back, and it all went to hell again. But either way, here we also have D'Amato letting people know what he thinks are the three main strategic pillars, which actually echoes Iger. That's something that he invented. But these three main strategic pillars are as follows: investing in IP, improving customer reach and engagement, and leaning into technology. The way that I translate those are investing in IP. That's Marvel, Star Wars, and buying something else, since he wants to invest in IP. Improving customer reach and engagement. To me, that sounds like they're going to really shitify Disney Plus and Hulu. And leaning into technology, that's code for AI. They're going all in on AI.
Yep.
Well, before I go back to
that's the big takeaway.
Before I go back to editing, if Josh or any of his people are listening, which they probably aren't, here's my suggestion to you. If you're going to spend any money on acquiring anything, work out a deal with Sony and just get Spider-Man. Get that shit taken care of. Get that all fucking sewed up, so then you at least got that taken care of. So you can go move forward with Marvel properly. Then your next move is to turn Disney Plus and Hulu into basically Disney Channel and ABC streaming. That's what they are. They are not your hub for everything. Bring back the Disney Vault. You just fired the most important people in the building, as far as I'm concerned. So we'll see how this rolls, but that's my suggestion to them, because I'm not so sure. The only reason you want to know why they got a boost in their money is because they just fired everybody. That's why.
That's probably why. Yeah.
That's exactly why. Don't tell me that's the only reason why they haven't. Because they ain't had a hit. Devil Wears Prada is the only hit they've had this year. And that is yet to see if it's going to leg out.
Lilo, Moana. No, that wasn't this year.
No, right. None of that. Hoppers was the only other movie they had this year.
Not great.
That's what I'm saying.
They are increasing their stock buyback program, which I find that interesting. That's not really talked about much here, but they had a stock buyback program that was funded for $7 billion. Now they've increased that to $8 billion, which is significant. $1 billion is $1 billion, which tells me that Disney feels confident in their future. They're strong. They want those. They want to have more control, obviously. And if you own
I
Disney
agree with
stock,
control.
right? But if you own Disney stock, it just got more valuable.
Yeah, true. It did get more valuable. However, you know what also happens if you own more stock? You control it. It's a
That's
matter of
right.
who's controlling it. I think that is less so about earning money on their own stock, because that means in order to make that money, you have to sell it again at a later point.
Right.
I think that is more about preventing another Nelson pest
I'm
pest
sure you're
incident from
right.
happening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure you're
that's a
right.
matter of, okay, if we have these shares under our control,
Mhm.
then no one else can get enough that they can offer any kind of threat to us.
No Elon Musk.
Yeah, that's what I think. I could
Yeah.
be wrong, because I haven't had time to do a detailed analysis of this. This is still relatively breaking news.
Mhm.
I haven't been able to follow everything that's said in detail. Haven't been able to watch the earnings call just yet. My views may mature as I look into that. But my very first gut reaction when a company does this, it's not because they think necessarily it's going to be more money. It's to secure their own grip on power, to prevent, some Nelson pelts to come in and suddenly risk having a hostile takeover on their hands.
Well, just to be clear, just repurchasing stock isn't really the usual first line of defense against a hostile takeover.
It's not the first. It's not the first, but
it can make a takeover harder. That's for sure.
Yes,
It
absolutely.
reduces the number of shares available on the market.
I mean, because otherwise you might as well just go take the company private right away, like Musk did X, and they didn't do that. But it does reduce the number of shares available, as you say, which in turn makes it much more difficult for the next Nelson Pels to be able to do anything.
They also, I mean, they've got other ways, like poison pill. They've done that strategy before where I think there was a move in the late 80s when they changed their shareholder rights plans to make a hostile buyout much more expensive. So so they do have other strategies. I just want to be clear on that. But I think
they do, yeah.
You raised a very fair point because of the near hostile takeover that nearly happened with Elon Musk's support, as I recall. So,
not his monetary support, but
no.
his moral support.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, we'll see. Disney seemed to have slight growth. They're still leaning into this vertical streaming plan they're trying to do, and I don't know. And this guy's smartly emphasizing the parks. I mean, that is the one thing that Disney seems to have done right, were the parks. They're overpriced, but that really is the crux of what Disney is and their original classic animated movies.
Yeah.
We've got a story over at Bleeding Fool. I think it comes out in the morning, but there's a family that sold their 10,000 square foot home in Georgia, and now they basically live at Disney World like 70% of the time.
Wow. I mean, they must have like a really cheap annual pass or something.
Oh yeah. But they still spend thousands every month at Disney.
My God.
Yep. Can we say?
I get that you're passionate, but
come on, do something healthy. Have some purpose. Life isn't about being entertained all the time.
Yeah, and that purpose shouldn't be to live to give a corporation your proceeds, basically.
Yeah, your livelihoods. Yep. I mean, why not just get a job there? Why not just work full time?
What is it that certain religions require you to give them 10%? What's that called?
Tithe. Yes, it's called tithing.
So they're tithing to Disney?
Maybe so. Yes, Disney is their god.
It does seem like it.
Mm-hmm. You know, a lot's been being made about Disney also going back to the original trilogy characters in the Galaxy's Edge parts of the park with the Star Wars areas, which I think would have been the smart play all along. They really should be emphasizing the Lucas era films, even the prequels. And there's some talk about them decanonizing the sequel trilogy. I don't know what they're going to do. I know Hasbro would be okay with it because Hasbro says, you know, the Rose Tico dolls just don't sell. And neither do any of the others, right?
Well,
I
we're
still
gonna
think
be
that's a lot of wishful thinking, but yeah.
Say what, Polly?
Go ahead.
well, we're gonna be talking about your 2 articles in Bleeding Full today that you guys posted.
Oh,
in
yeah.
regards to the Hasbro Baby Yoda selling out and Galaxy's Edge going back to the OG. Very
Yeah.
interesting. Very
Thank you.
interesting.
Yeah, this gringo here is going to be on Latino Slant right after.
I didn't say that.
Those are the
I
only
did.
two things I think I see as far as like, I don't think Disney's going to remake the original trilogy. I don't think they're going to decanonize the sequel trilogy. I think they're just going to ignore it.
Well, here's what I think. Yeah, I think you're right, or de-emphasize it.
Exactly.
Disney knows that next year is the 50th anniversary of Star Wars.
And I've said this too. Yeah. Like the things that they're doing right now feel like they're on a apology tour.
Yeah.
Right. You've got the Mando and Grogu movie coming out this spring.
Yep.
Regardless, it looks like it's at least going to be mostly harmless. You've got
Yep.
the Hail Mary movie coming with Ryan Gosling because that has nothing to do with anything else. So that has a chance at being
Starfighter.
good.
Yeah, you're talking about Starfighter. Yep.
And then you've got also, as you pointed out, and they are finally, as far as we know, releasing the original unaltered version of Star Wars in theaters.
Yep.
In from 1977 in 2027 for the 50th anniversary. So
And I
to
think they'll
me,
put it- yeah,
you add that in with the stuff you just mentioned, like the Galaxy's Edge and all that stuff. To me, it just sounds like they're trying to get the old fans back on board.
well, no
That's
better
the big
time.
thing.
And no better time. 50th anniversary. That's the right time to do this. They'll put out the Steelbook 4K original trilogy.
I
And-
slightly disagree with that. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but like, it's
Please,
not,
go ahead.
It's not, yeah, it's not the right time. The right time, regardless of anniversaries and stuff like that, was right after The Last Jedi. At this point, it's overdue.
Okay. Yes, I stand corrected, but no better time than the present. But I think for them to save face, putting it out for the 50th anniversary makes a lot of sense, right? And it can be the beginnings of them like this apology tour. The smartest thing Disney could do, this is my opinion only, the smartest play Disney could do right now with Star Wars is, like Tom said, kind of ignore the sequels and don't do any more live action Star Wars for 5 years. In the meantime, every year put out a short series of adventures that happened between the original trilogies of films, using those original characters voiced very closely, the right attitudes, rightly written, no visible, obvious DEI crap, but the adventures of what happened between Empire, or what happened between Star Wars, A New Hope, which I never call it that, but for our listeners, and Empire, or what happened right after Return of the Jedi. Those are stories that they could really mine those stories in animation. Marvel Comics did an incredible job doing it when they had the license. So, and I guess they still do, but back when they had it originally. I think we should go back to that original trilogy era and just play with that stuff again, but do it very well. Disney's got talented people that they can call on to make these animated things.
I think they fired them all just recently.
Well, they've got AI, right?
That's right.
One of the most interesting things that Disney did was get anime creators to do what was that called? It's on Disney Plus. It's Visions, I think it's called Star Wars Vision.
Yeah, 2 seasons of Visions, been very successful, and the mole has gotten a lot of respect. That's a smart move. That's a smart move to make, and we'll talk more deeply about.
Okay, yeah, let's get into that because that Darth Maul series is getting great reviews. Our guy Shark of Paper is loving it.
Yeah,
really, yeah. So it's Disney I think they can right the ship with this guy if they stick to just entertaining the fans. That's it. Come on, guys. It's that simple. Stop grooming. Start entertaining.
Okay, so I have a question. Recently, I'm fairly certain it was real and not AI. You never know. What did you what would you think of a whole bunch of Star Wars dancers for June 4th? They had the June 4th dancers at, I believe, Disney World, where they had Darth and a bunch of stormtroopers dancing away to Michael Jackson. It looked pretty well done. I mean, obviously they hired professional dancers to do a Beat It.
Yeah.
But does that demean Star Wars,
Oh,
the
yeah,
Star Wars brand?
Yeah, it does. Just like the Donnie Marie show appearances did, just like the holiday special did. There's room
Well,
for cheese. There's room for that kind of junk, you know?
I will make this point. Technically, Captain EO does take place in the Star Wars universe.
Whoa, the Michael Jackson mention.
Yes, because between George Lucas's connection with Captain EO to begin with,
Yeah.
and then one of the either species or the exact same character shows up in one of the Star Wars shows. That
Does
kids
that
show.
mean that Captain EO is a sequel to Star Wars?
That's
Star
what I'm
Wars
implying.
takes place in the distant past, really, really far away.
Yeah.
But back to Chato was saying, you know, whether it's Michael Jackson or, you know, the disco songs.
Yeah, the point.
Yeah. Yeah, it was always connected to some sort of pop culture, you know, phenomenon going on at the time. So it's not like Star Wars was above any of that.
In a show, I'm not such a fan of it like the Christmas special. It doesn't work there.
No.
But if
not
you're
the
just
Christmas
doing
special.
it like
I'm
as a
talking about some
parade
organic
thing,
that's out there.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, I don't care if you got stormtroopers dancing to Thriller or Beat It at Disneyland. It don't bother me.
And let's
I think
not
it's fun.
forget that George was 100% behind the Christmas special. It's not like he walked away.
I don't think 100
Doggy style?
Let's rephrase that. He was behind the check that he got for it.
Yeah, you're overselling it. Come on.
Yes.
Chato doggy style behind it?
See, I know quite a bit about it because the director of the show was the director of the Frantics comedy show.
Okay.
Wow.
I know David. And so he actually quit the show partway through, and someone else had to continue directing and complete the Christmas special because Dave was a bit of an auteur and he wanted to do it single cam, and George wanted to do it 3-cam or multicam, and Dave couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So listen, I know more about that special than a lot of people do. And I'll just leave it at that George was pretty happy about all the schlock in it up until its completion and the derision that it got.
Ah, okay. I remember, have you seen that documentary, A Disturbance in the Force?
I have not.
It's fantastic. If you know anything about it, yeah, it's very good. It's very well done. I think he's in the documentary. And I remember just really being excited. I think that came out in 78. And was very excited for it to come on, and then it came on, and then we were seeing Itchy Baka, you know, drooling over
Harvey Korman.
Yeah, it just felt like a Carol Burnett show meets
Arthur. B. Arthur was in the Christmas special.
I know. Yeah. It's holiday special. It's not Christmas. Just
holiday.
Now, I will say, speaking, it reminds me of a much better comedy Star Wars piece. Have you guys ever seen that Richard Pryor at the Cantina bit that he does? He had his own short-lived variety show. It's the best thing you've ever seen related to Star Wars. I recommend it. I'll try and find it and share it in the private chat. But
yeah, Pryor was fighting the NBC establishment for every single show.
Yeah, not just that. I mean, the other side of it is it was probably good because Pryor was actually a geek. That's what most people don't realize.
Absolutely.
Like, he was a huge geek. Like, he got the role in Superman 3 because he went and spoiled Superman 2 on Johnny Carson before the movie even came out. I don't know if you guys know that or not. So that whole bit that he does in Superman 3 is basically what he did on Johnny Carson, but he was telling the story of Superman 2. Because Johnny's like, oh, you've been taking some breaks from everything. He's like, yeah, I've been watching a lot of movies. He's like, oh, yeah, what's your favorite movie you've been watching lately? He goes, Superman, man, I love Superman. In this new one, they got the guys from outer space, so they got the same powers. And he goes through the whole fucking story there on Johnny Carson.
Worth watching.
And I think Johnny even made a joke about, well, we just saved everybody about $5.
which is perfect too. Johnny was, gosh, what a class act. I dropped that link for the Richard Pryor thing in the privates. You guys will enjoy it. Nice 5
Yeah, he had his own show that was kind of a Saturday Night Live kind of mixed with a variety kind of thing, and he tried to make it work, and NBC was against him, like Paul said, and they were afraid to begin with because just putting him on network television alone, right?
Yep. Remember Flip Wilson? I enjoyed the Flip Wilson show to no end. Kind of a pre-Richard Pryor.
Is he still with us or did he pass?
Oh, I don't know. Flip
I think
Wilson?
he's still with us.
Fantastic.
What was that, Paul?
Paul?
The Flip Wilson show?
Yeah, is Flip still alive?
Well, so I said, look it up.
Oh.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not sure if he is or not.
Give it to the chat.
Give it to the chat. Let them.
Because like half the time now, like every other death, it's like, oh shit, I didn't even know they were still alive.
I know.
Well, I mean, he wouldn't be allowed to do Geraldine now.
That's
hell
true.
no.
Devil made it.
Hell no.
You didn't.
Oh wow, yeah, he died back in 98. Holy shit.
Okay.
Ted Turner died. That's the one, the
yeah.
recent one. I was like, I didn't even know he was still alive. I'm sorry. I thought he died like 5-10 years ago.
Is Jane Fonda going to go around on a victimology tour now that Ted's passed
Lord.
away? Oh gosh, got to find.
Let's not go there.
Yeah,
but yeah. So, are we done with Josh tomorrow here?
I think we are done with Josh tomorrow.
I'm a bigger nerd than Richard Pryor.
Lots of super chats though. I'm seeing. Good
Not
grief.
Yes, let's get through these.
Yeah,
Michael Jackson was the biggest nerd.
We got this. And yes, he was a big
Sega.
nerd.
Trying to do
Guitar.
a bit. I'm just playing.
You've been
Go on,
quiet
brother.
for like 20 minutes.
Go on,
Marks
man.
117B says, speaking of Africans, if you want to see some very great videos, I recommend Frank Zanu, African professor, now U.S. citizen. He has amazing discussions. I think you sent me a video on him before.
Oh yeah, Zanu. Yes.
Yes, I've seen him too. He is fantastic, and I think that all the leaders of the West need to listen to Frank Zanu because that's a very, very wise man.
He is devastating. Like seriously, oh man, he might be the most dangerous black man in the world.
Well, he is.
I thought that was Tom Connors.
Well, here's the thing: if anyone is going to really help with the issues that are facing not just black communities, because everyone can learn something from listening to him.
Oh, he's
both in what to do and what not to do. It's listening to him, because this guy he has some very important insights, but it's going to be painful. But you ignore what he's saying at your own peril. And indeed, society has been ignoring what he's been saying, or it's not that he actively ignored, but they've done very different things, and it's all gone to hell in a handbasket.
Never heard of him, but I'll check him out.
Oh, yeah. His best ones are when he's debating American Gen Y and Xers. It's pretty impressive. You really can't. Put it this way, he will give it to you if you say something dumb. Very much like, I can't remember the other. There's an old, I won't get into it. It's okay. Move on.
Yeah, moving on.
He's not the guy that says, "Why are you gay?" It's not that.
No,
guy.
that's not him.
Okay, that guy's funny.
That's the old black guy.
Okay.
Oh, someone in the chat says he's a real masturbator. Debater. Oh.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, let us move on here, and now we get back to the super chat that sent us into the super chats, which we maybe should have gotten right away. Dark Hero fan says for $5, producer Todd Garner said he didn't want a white male lead in the last Mortal Kombat film. That's why Johnny Cage wasn't in it. He's on record saying that. Yeah, well, that doesn't surprise me. But I also submit that if they had gone with any other more traditional interpretation of Johnny Cage, that wouldn't have worked either. So
he really said this?
Yeah. Well, according to Dark Hero fans, I wouldn't be surprised.
He said it. Yeah, he said it back in 2021.
I mean, this is the kind of thing, saying that would give you brownie points. there would be no backlash.
Well, he
There would
said
be
it
no
felt
cancellation
weird.
attempt.
It felt weird to have a white male lead in the story he was trying to tell.
Yeah, exactly. I'm
And-
not surprised.
Yeah.
Is he producing the new one?
I don't think so. I don't know. It's a good question.
I think there would be some changes behind the scenes after the relative box office disappointment of the previous one. But I'm not surprised, because this is the exact same kind of thing that producers have been saying for years, and they've gotten nothing but high fives from their own circles for doing it. So wouldn't surprise me.
He is producing the sequel.
Yeah. But that could very well just be that he's contractually locked into it. How big of a creative force is he? Because who is the point of view character here? Johnny Cage, who he thought it would be weird if had that role.
Now, you can talk about it now, and I want to ask a question about the Johnny Cage character, because what we see in the trailer is he looks
Before we
like...
get to that,
Okay, sorry.
Yes, because Paulie was making a point there.
Oh, go ahead, Paul.
It was going to be a rant, so we can go on.
I love rants.
No. I know we were pressed for time. It's all
So
good.
my question was about Johnny Cage, though. In the trailer, he
Yeah.
looks sort of like this loser, former heroic person, but now he's on the convention circuit. Nobody's coming to see him.
Yeah, which is basically what they did in Mortal Kombat Legacy.
Okay, so they do handle him well, Andre, or
I think so. Yes.
Okay.
What you see is what you get. That is absolutely the case.
Mhm.
The first trailer for Mortal Kombat was an incredibly honest trailer.
Okay.
Like that trailer company that's called Honest Trailers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They got nothing to work with here, because to do the honest trailer, you just play back the first Red Band trailer. There's your honest trailer. That's the movie. That is how it starts out. It's basically it's Johnny Cage who is depressed. He feels he's a has-been, and he questions his own life. Like he could have been a fighter, and instead everyone thinks that he was just doing special effects in addition to like being a has-been. So he's like a little bit bummed out over that. So this absolutely is the case. I thought that he was very well handled, and
But he has an arc then.
he does. He does.
Okay.
And I wouldn't call him a loser at all.
Okay.
He's just someone who is not where he thought that he should be compared to your average Joe. I mean, he draws women, he has money, he just doesn't have the star power that he once had, and he doesn't have the esteem and respect of being a legit fighter.
Okay.
But and then he also has like some level of imposter syndrome. Like it's like he feels that he can't do this. So his arc is to become who he always was. That he just kind of like lost himself from. That's his arc. In some ways, it's similar to Captain Marvel. Because remember how in the movie it was like, you were always special. You were always amazing. You were just held back by horrible men. There was no one holding him back. Johnny Cage just lost his own way. But his arc in the movie is just to regain and find back to himself.
So kind of similar to Legacy, yeah.
Yeah, again,
Probably,
yeah. The Garner did kind of walk his comments back, I think, after that initial backlash, and said they were saving Johnny Cage for future installments. That's what they were doing.
Yeah, that was completely ridiculous because honestly, this should have been the first movie.
Yeah.
You could easily have spliced this in with the events of the first movie to make like one movie that kind of like goes through the first two Mortal Kombat movies. Easy. Or games. Easy. Covered the same territory as the first there. No problem at all. Could easily have been done. So no one was saving anything.
Could you see any spin-offs?
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
This is part of like why I'm hoping that this is going to do okay, because it leaves the door wide open for a follow-up. And while it doesn't like explicitly say here's spin-off, there's so many different ways you can go and do spin-offs here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's theirs to lose or gain because there's
Correct.
nothing standing in their way this weekend. Honestly.
Yeah.
Dark.
So yeah, I was very happy with that.
Okay.
And then moving on with the super chats here, I just have to see where we are. Marksman of 117B says lore matters to the extent of identity. Lore is flexible but should never be disregarded. Otherwise, you trip over your own feet. The IP identity. True.
Good point.
And he also says Hardcore Henry, made by a Russian rock band. Loved it. Yeah, I knew that. Like, at least the director was Russian. I didn't know that it was made by a rock band, but yeah, maybe I know it was some Russian.
It could be a good double feature: Hardcore Henry and Crank.
That would be a. If you even bring in Crank 2, it would be a triple feature.
There you go.
Like,
Yeah.
Crank 2 was one of the most video game movies not based on a video game ever made.
Yeah, that's right.
And Bass Player says for $4.99, the problem is most of the high-ups in Hollywood still don't take video games seriously. And as far as a GTA movie goes, use Heat as a blueprint. Well, that's one way of doing it.
Yeah, maybe.
That's too serious, though. See, that's the problem, is you're looking at some of these too seriously. I get where I agree with you, Bass Player, but like, see, that's going too far into the paint with something like GTA, to where if you're going to do that, you might as well just make Heat. GTA, what makes Grand Theft Auto, the humor, the absurdness that it leans into. Yeah. And that's why I said Tulsa King is almost probably the closest we're ever going to get to an actual Grand Theft Auto movie or TV show, because basically Sly Stallone's character is as close as you're going to get to a video game version of like a TV show, because the things that he gets away with and does, no normal person would, even a gangster. And just kind of the way he comes in and takes over this entire town is like a plot from a Grand Theft Auto game.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. So you kind of need, like, it almost has to have, and that's the other problem, is almost every one of the Grand Theft Auto games is actually satirizing some gangster movie to begin with. In fact, I think Heat was one of the inspirations for one of them. You even have Scarface and, some of the other ones that are obvious, right? So at the end of the day, this is what I was talking about. It's kind of like a snake eating its own tail at some points. It's like, how can you make some of these when they're pretty much already kind of like, well, we couldn't get the movie right, so we're just going to make our own version, like, so that you'll have that kind of problem. But I get what you're saying. You still got to have some humor in GTA. You got to have some of that tongue-in-cheek nature. But I get where you're coming from. I totally get where you're coming from. But yeah. Anyway.
Speaking of GTA, I think maybe that's do it the way Crank was done. I mean, it just
pretty
needs
much
to be no holds barred, balls to the wall, gonzo movie. Because what was so fascinating about GTA when it first came out, I haven't played it in years, but was that you could do anything. I mean, it was almost, you could go anywhere in the world. You could do all kinds of stuff. You could beat up hookers. You could kill them, have sex with them, steal cars, crash, chase. I mean, it was just a massive do what thou wilt, I guess, sort of theory for everyone. And maybe you would only have it where you've got one, the antagonist is going out on this spree of just being evil, and then the other person running from the cops, but they're trying to get revenge on this person who's done evil, and they're not, killing people wantonly and whatnot. I don't know. GTA. Every time I hear Grand Theft Auto, I always think of that movie Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yeah. I mean, that's the problem, is we've had so many films already that it's like, what do? You almost have to kind of do basically Tulsa King meets Fall Guy. And that's kind of what I was getting at.
Yeah.
Jason Webster, which is basically Crank. Yeah. So Jason Webster says, oh, that was the Met Gala. It looked like someone was filming the sequel to Babylon.
You're not wrong, Jason.
Yeah.
With the cameo of Sodom and Gomorrah. But
there you go.
DCB Titan says trans is the new black, so they're double black. Yes. You figured it out. That's the equation.
Well, I think they were the new black. I mean, it's not so cool anymore.
Oh, Barry the Music Man says The Rock is now Fruity Pebbles. Oh. A little bit.
See what he did there. That was good.
Then Chris says, you guys are reviewing the Met Gala? Hilarious. Well,
we tried.
Without Paul here, I think we would have failed.
We tapped out. We had to tap out. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
yeah,
no way
we
could keep
gave it a good attempt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeremiah Hembry's here, and he says, could you make a live action for production of The Producers today? It wouldn't be possible, would it? Live
Well, of
action
course it would, but it would be
productions of The
difficult. Yeah,
Producers.
no, you totally
You mean the
could.
movie The Producers?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know how you could make it. You have it star Tom Cruise and Les Grossman.
Yeah.
I think it would be harder to remake Blazing Saddles than The Producers today.
Oh, totally.
We're not going to just make money with this failure. We're going to make a shitload of money. G4 player. And Willie's in the house. How you doing, Willie the Monkey King? Sends an $8.99 New Zealand. Says, greetings from New Zealand. Mr. Chado, are you there?
I think he's on a BR.
I just popped back. Was yes, but I got to split for a few minutes.
Okay,
What
well,
the Willie, for fuck's sake. What?
He goes, you should do a video about what he knows on the Christmas special. Also catch Paulie's show after Midnight's Edge in the morning. I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
That a video on your memories.
Yeah, I was thinking if you're not doing it, we're interviewing you, and we're doing
Yeah.
it.
That was my second thought, actually.
I
On
have a
yeah.
very narrow bit of info, and a person who did a documentary on the entire thing found out about the director, found out about the director's connection to the Frantics, contacted me, and I spilled the beans to him.
There you go.
Perfect. You need to watch that documentary. It might
I will
jar
do that.
some memories.
But I'll be back. I have a family emergency.
No
Okay.
problem.
Okay,
Hopefully
okay.
everything's okay.
Yeah.
Marson 117B says Robot Chicken made the best Star Wars parody. Oh, they were pretty good.
Very good.
Yeah. And then Marksman says I should send the Xanu clip to Paulie. I will try to do that here in just a little bit.
Yeah, man.
So there you go. And with that, we're caught up on the super chats. What else was there for topics of the day?
No, we are actually fully caught up on the topics of today, so we are going to let Mr. Chato get out of here because he is going to be otherwise occupied for a few weeks before he once again graces us with his presence. Of course, now he also had to leave for a few minutes, so in the meantime, Paulie has a stream coming up. You don't even have to go anywhere because this one redirects there. So, Paulie, what will you be talking about today, and which special guest will be joining you?
Well, we always have myself and Fletcher Williams doing it every Wednesday, but a special guest is Chris from Bleeding Fool. He's gonna come and join me. We're gonna poke some more
Synergy.
Synergy. We're going to poke some more fun at the hypocrisy of a lot of things. Gala met, something you guys were just talking about. I also have some other great topics for you guys. And because of Cinco de Mayo just passed, it's every gringo's rite of passage to watch the Blood In, Blood Out. So we're going to see what Chris thought of Blood In, Blood Out.
Watch the whole thing. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's so good.
You have to watch our panel on it
Yeah.
later because that's one of the best, most fun we ever had on Midnight's Edge. Was
I had
the
no idea.
Blood In,
yeah.
Blood Out reunion panel with the celebrity cameos and everything. So yeah,
Wow.
you have to watch that.
All
one.
right, I'm going
That's
down
a
the rabbit
real
hole.
freaking treat.
I'm going down the rabbit hole. It's
Speaking of
happening.
that,
See
I
the
should
movie
have-
first though.
I should have
I've
some-
seen it. No, I've seen it. So now I
that
can.
you've seen it. Yeah. You're gonna appreciate that epic panel we did a few years ago.
Dude,
that was
cast
glorious.
stacked. The cast on this movie is so stacked. I was blown away.
So we'll be talking about all the fun stuff, and then
Yeah.
just poking fun and scratching our heads at other stuff in our butts.
I've scratched my head so much I'm bald.
All right. Well, with that, and speaking of Blood In, Blood Out, I have a surprise coming for you sooner than later, Polly. Hopefully sooner
Ooh.
than later.
Thanks, brother.
But it'll be a little bit, so I don't want to get
Okay.
you too excited yet. But anyhow, Andre, I know you got your Mortal Kombat review. I'm working on it desperately hard to try and get it
Yeah,
done.
so we'll have my full spoiler Mortal Kombat review dropping before long here. Also later today, check out Nina Infinity. I'll be joining her. Tom, I
too.
believe, will also be joining. So yeah, that'll be fun. So check out and see who else pops up there. I believe it's 5 p.m. Central Time. Sorry,
5 p.m. Eastern
time.
Yeah.
That it'll be, which is 3 hours earlier than what she usually does, but she doesn't usually have someone trapped in Europe joining. So yeah, I was very glad she was able to make that move. For now, though, don't go anywhere. Just sit tight and head on over to Polly, the Latino slant. Chato had to leave. He had some urgent business, which I'm sure is related to the fact that he will be absent from this platform for the next few weeks before he once again graces us with his presence. We look forward to seeing him again when he comes back, and then he can share more about where he's been. He didn't want us to share that, so yeah, we'll save that.
He's going to Disneyland.
Well, there's Disneyland there actually, so yeah, probably is. Yeah. Anyway, we look forward to his travelogues, and for right now, we'll leave you with some koalas in the rain.
Koalas in the rain, koalas in the rain, no fucks given, koala, koalas in the rain, koalas in the rain, no fucks given, koalas in the rain.